Morning, everybody. As I said, fantastic to have you all here today for our CRM for Sales Success 7 Steps to Systemizing Your Sales workshop. So it's always exciting when we get you all in one group. I love it, and it's good to be talking to you about. I suppose the things that it's quite different to what we're normally talking about from a sales perspective, and I don't normally get this sort of time to talk to you about the different ways we're using our platform and how we've systemized SalesSPACE. So it's pretty cool to have this opportunity to speak to you today. So thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Co-host Col, you all know him and love him very much. It's good to have Col here.
Good morning.
But also this morning we've got Ben. Ben is co-hosting the session. Now this is Ben's first time for co-hosting a session, so you can imagine Ben is feeling super relaxed, aren't you, Ben?
Calm as a cucumber.
Ben being the super IT guy that he is, you can just imagine how much he loves being at the front of the room presenting to everybody. So when I said, Ben, you're on, he's going, oh my gosh. So anyway, it is good to have Ben here. So be nice to Ben. All right, I'm sure you all will. So I suppose we better talk about let me just quickly show you this. I'm going up into picture in picture. So talking about CRMs, it's for people who just love less admin and more revenue. It's people I know amongst us, we talk about dollars up and days down. This is what it is when you actually have a CRM and a platform that really works for you. It's for people who love more brain space and time to think and far less overwhelm. And it's also for people who actually just love it when things work. And that's just certainly something that I absolutely love. Yes, it's an investment. And if I come back to you now, yes, it's an investment. It's not free. It's not something that you go, oh, I can just give it to Ben and he'll do it all for me. We need your thoughts, your brain as well to create this properly. And yes, you have to pay for Zoho, and yes, you have to pay to get it all set up. But it's an incredible investment in your sanity, your professionalism, and your certainty. So we're going to go through loads of things with you today, and then we've tried to keep it as short as possible. You know, talking about IT and systems is not my favorite thing, as you know. I love to be dealing with people, and I love personality and all that sort of stuff. But IT and systems is the personality of your brand that your clients are experiencing. So
I like to think of this as tools of the trade.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter. We're currently undergoing a fairly major renovation, and there's not a tradesperson that turns up without quality tools and the right tools. And as salespeople, if we're going to actually take sales in our practice seriously, then we need sales tools, and this is one of those tools of the trade. That's all there is to it. So I'm sure as professionals, we're always looking for tools to make things easier, more efficient, and so on. And this is that. Absolutely.
So before we get into it, Ben, I know you're busting to say a few words to everybody.
Thanks, Rachel. Thanks for having me today. Yeah, I'm really excited to talk about the CRM, as that's my bread and butter. That's where I spend the majority of my time in the SalesSPACE business and in our clients' CRMs as well. So yeah, I'll just jump in when I can, and I'm hoping to add lots of value to the session.
Not hoping, you'll be adding, Ben. We know that.
You'll be adding, that's exactly right. So there's a mix of people here today in terms of your knowledge of Zoho and the CRM. And I know some of you are using different CRMs, which is absolutely cool as well.
Yeah,
so we're going through what we do, and our choice of CRM is Zoho, as most of you know. Col did extensive research. I don't know if you all know this about Col. I'm sure you do. Col researches everything to the nth degree. So when he comes to anyone with some information and some his opinion on something, it's because he has extensively researched it for us. And when we apply to self and we love it, that's when we love to share it with all of you as well, to help you, so you don't have to go through all of the time and the effort that we went to. So say, as we said, Zoho is our choice of platform. For those of you who are using other platforms, today is going to give you an insight into what you should be getting it to do, which I think will be really helpful for you as well. Yeah. So let's go. First of all, what is a CRM? Now, some people actually go, I don't even know what that stands for. So it's a customer relationship management software that enables a business to optimize its customer relations. It's supposed to help you in your business rather than hinder, which so many do when they don't work properly or you're not sure how to actually use it. Game changers. This is why we chose Zoho as our platform. Capability. It's got so many features. So not just the CRM feature, but the Zoho One platform gives us access to so many different apps, which we're going to go through in this presentation. So you can see, my gosh, I didn't even know that was possible. And I love that sort of thing. Also usability. All you need to know is the language of one platform rather than using MailChimp and InSlightly and this and that and every different platform where there's so many different languages. You only need to know the one language. Also visibility. I absolutely love things being at my fingertips and to be able to see where I'm at in a glance. And I love that about Zoho and what Ben has been able to do that for us from a visibility point of view.
Yeah, I think visibility is underestimated sometimes. And in a business, if you can actually see what's going on, it takes all the pressure off you as a practice, as the practice owner or a business manager, because you're not worrying what you can't see. So it's not always about just visibility, saying, what can I see? If you're not sure that you can see everything, then you worry about what you might miss. And so visibility is a really important thing to take stress off.
Absolutely. And, you know, I'm the first person to admit that I'll be just about to go to sleep at night and go, oh my gosh, what about such and such? Or wake up in the night worrying about it. This has taken a lot of that away from me. Yeah. And also connectability. Everything is connected together and can integrate so that all of my favorite things are in the one place. So let's have a look at some rules for choosing a CRM if you're yet to choose one yet. And I know a couple of you are in that situation. Sorry, what I was saying before is some of you have got CRMs, other of you are on Zoho and already, you know, working with us and working a lot with Ben. And some of you are, you know, sort of just going, right, I'm still using a spreadsheet. So there's different people in this room. But when you're choosing a CRM, let me put us down to the bottom, make sure it's scalable. Make sure you can start simply with it and then it will grow with you as you grow. Otherwise, you will be overwhelmed straight away. I know people they've said this about using Infusionsoft, amazing platform, but it's not called Confusionsoft for no reason. I think people just go, oh my God, that's all just so hard. I need something that's easy. User-friendly, back to ease of usage and something that you love, something that's enjoyable. Affordable, we're going to take you through some price comparisons. We have found Zoho, the whole Zoho platform and the CRM so affordable, it's fantastic. Exciting to use. I love it. Like, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but I actually really love how many things this thing can do for me. So I find that quite exciting. Tailorable. I spend my life saying, Ben, can you do this? Can you do that for me? Just making it tailored to SalesSPACE. So I feel like when I go in there, it just lives and breathes our business rather than me trying to fit it. Like it's not a square peg in a round hole. It all just is beautiful together.
I heard somebody say once about tailorability and customizable customers making things customized. It's about finding something that will work the way you want it to work, not you having to work the way it works. And this certainly does that.
Yeah, can guarantee implementation. That's why we have Ben. I know that it's easy to bring something on, and many of you have tried a CRM or are trying to use it, but you just don't know how to implement it. So that's why we love having Ben here for you to work with, so you can guarantee that you'll use it and learn it. Keep track of all your communication, absolutely everything from your phone calls to your emails, to your campaigns, your surveys, absolutely everything that you do with your clients or across your database. Integrate with all of your apps, as I said before. Provide real-time visibility and notifications of anything coming through any of your different platforms, and must be able to accelerate sales with diagnostics, digital contracts, and digital proposals. So we have an ability to, and you've all experienced this, instead of the admin side of signing someone up or taking them through the sales, you know, the different sales steps, instead of it being, yeah, it's a lifesaver, Vanessa has said, instead of everything being so convoluted and slow, you can just go to one of the digital forms that is set up for you and just go drop down. I'll have that form. Thank you. It fills it in for you, and then you just press send. Yes, you might have to put a few different pieces in there, but on the whole, it's a 1 minute job, and then hit send. And then the client gets the digital, say a digital contract. They digitally sign it and hit send and come back in. Now, I used to do everything, send it as a PDF, ask the client, please print, sign, scan, and send it back to me. And everything was just so long and convoluted. So this is just so much faster. So this is the sort of thing you need to be looking at when you're choosing not just a CRM, but also a complete platform that, that brings the CRM and everything else to life to systemize your business. So let's have a look now. Before we do that, actually, does anyone have any questions? Because it's we're all talking together. We're all, you know, we're SalesSPACE clients. All of us are working together at all times, except for Matthew, who's our special guest today. I might sign him up soon, actually. You never know. Anyway, has anyone got any questions so far? Yes, Camille.
With Zoho, how many of those features, like the document signing, are actually as part of the app or a native plugin?
Who wants to answer that?
Ben, let's go to Ben.
So Camille, when you purchase Zoho One, as the Zoho One suite, it has 40 of the apps in it. And one of those apps is Zoho Sign, and that's where we set up those digital contracts. And then to get that to connect to the CRM, there's an extension in CRM. So we turn that on in CRM, and that connects to Zoho Sign, and then the two talk to each other.
Okay, all right. So it's not completely different to something like ActiveCampaign, which kind of have native apps that are already connected. You don't have to use Zapier.
Yeah, that's right. So if you use the Zoho One suite, because they're all Zoho, they all naturally talk to each other, so you can connect them quite easily. You don't need to use Zapier.
Yeah. So ActiveCampaign has a mix of both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some things are kind of native to it already, and other things you need Zapier. So
No, you don't need Zapier. So good question, Camille. So back to Pollyanna. Pollyanna just put into notes, can I put the last slide on? I'm going to have, and sorry, I didn't do this. I normally would have had all this done for you today, but I just didn't think about it. I'm going to actually get you all a checklist or a tip sheet. I'm going to get it designed for you and send out. So instead of trying to share this, the slides with you or anything like that, I'm going to get it designed for you into a printout so that you can all use it and know what you need to be doing for your own CRM if you've already got one, or it's going to help you direct your conversations with Ben, so you've got everything at your fingertips and you know the language to talk to him about. So if you've missed anything on a slide, don't worry about that at all, because it will be sent to you in that format.
That was to me. That was to me, Pollyanna.
So let's go through now the 7 steps to systemizing, using your CRM and platform to systemize your sales. So the first one is step 1, connect. If we don't, as it says here, if we don't connect, we can never move further along the 7 steps of systemizing our sales. We'll always be limited by disconnected systems. So we need to be able to connect our CRM with all the other things that all the other platforms that we're using. What this allows us to do is have rich information, far more valuable than information that is unrelated or fragmented. So there's beautiful, rich information on any one of your clients or your leads. Cost-effective integrations when everything connects properly. One fee for everything. Automation, extensive workflow options are possible, which I'm rather obsessed with. And that's why I wanted to run this session for you today, because automation is my thing. Unified support. So if you need help with anything that's going on in your platform, you can reach out to Ben, because he's going to be helping you with any of the Zoho One platform in its entirety. Unified language. You only have to learn the language of Zoho. It's not like you're running all these different platforms, like if you have an Apple this and a Samsung that and this and that, and everything is different. It's not like that. You're all using the same language. Staff education. So ease of training and can reduce required VA hours. Now, I put this in here, and I know we've got let me put this over here. So I'm not, I know we've got Vanessa amongst us who actually supplies fabulous VAs to clients. Now, the thing with from a VA perspective is I would rather use a VA to do things that my CRM or our CRM platform can't do. So there is a million things I would prefer them to be doing than admin tasks that are convoluted that I haven't systemized. So that's what I think we should be using our support team members to be doing for us, not the menial things that absolutely should be done for your system. Does everybody agree? Who agrees with that? Yes, definitely. Yeah, Vanessa? Yeah. Yes.
A decent system is obviously the cheapest VA you'll get.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so some examples. All right, so you may know which mailing list someone is on, but do you know what pages? So these are the sort of things that can be automated for you. What pages of the website they have visited, which ebooks they have downloaded, for instance, which webinars they have attended. So these sort of things, when it comes to connecting, when all the platforms that you're using are integrated and connected, then you can see this in someone's profile, in their CRM profile, in a heartbeat. Like boom, it's all there in front of you. And as I said, it's a much richer conversation. Ben, if you'd like to talk through this next example.
Yeah, so this next example is some of the information we can see in our CRM, and it's actually the pages which people have visited and how long they've spent there. So if you think about it, this gives us an idea of exactly what someone is interested in because we know what they're reading on the website.
Absolutely.
Okay, and this is the Zoho One Suite. So the reason we use the Zoho One Suite is because it's easy to connect all the apps. Okay, so because 40 of the apps are included in Zoho One, they're all Zoho. It's very easy to connect them together. So most of the time they have an extension inside either the CRM or one of the other apps, and we can just activate it. And that's how we get them to talk to each other. And if they don't have that, they have another app included, which is called Zoho Flow, and it's very similar to Zapier. So it can then do that connection between the apps and also with your third-party apps. So you're not tied into just using Zoho for everything. Because you have Zoho Flow included in there, you can also reach out to those third-party apps if you want to keep using some of those third-party apps, but then use some of the Zoho apps as well.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Ben. Number 2 is collate. Giving you, your business manager or your salesperson, if you have one, detailed information, and it gives you or them the best chance of building deep rapport and converting. So when everything, as I said, is at your fingertips and you've got this rich information, the richness of your conversations change considerably. So you should be able to see at a glance, and this is what I love. So the way we've got our CRM set up is I can see contact information about that client immediately. I can see their family information. So when I'm talking to clients, and this is what I mean about building rapport and having deep rapport ongoing with someone as you build a deeper relationship over the months or the years, you learn their family information, their husband's name, their wife's name, their partner's name, their children's names, their birthday, things like that. That means that really builds that connection. Their values. All of you have trained with us, and we talk about in our 10-step sales system, we know that we're eliciting client value. So I actually have a section in my CRM where I put in a client's top value. So I know at any time what they care about most, which is very, very important to me. Ebooks they've downloaded, what they like to read, what emails campaigns have been sent to them, which ones they've opened and how many times, and what links they've clicked on. Survey results, all at my fingertips, right in their profile. Sales conversations I've had with them. If I'm talking to a client on the phone, not only is that call logged, so the time it was, how long it went for, I can also I can read notes. I can talk notes straight into my phone. So let me just come back here for a moment. What I love the most is when I get off a call with somebody, say the call has been 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, you know, you can get a lot of details from someone. Is that right? Yeah. So, and I don't know about you, but I hate sitting there and typing up those notes. That makes me want to cry when I have to sit and type up notes. I want to be talking to the next person or out of the office entirely. So what I can do is I can jump on to my, my phone app, in the Zoho phone app, and just go straight in there, voice to text into the notes. So no, it's all right. Yeah, anyway, voice to text straight into the notes and then hit save. And then if I have written any notes or drawn any diagrams that I've gone through in the phone conversation, then I can also take a screenshot, so take a photo of that and upload that straight through my phone into their notes as well. That makes a massive difference. And there are a lot of other platforms that don't do that. When I've spoken to other people who are using their platforms, they say, wow, I've never been able to do that. That's one of the things about Zoho that I absolutely love. So you're keeping track of all your phone conversations as well. Sales conversations, I should say. Signed contracts. I can see what contracts are out, which ones are signed and which ones are still waiting for signature. Phone conversations. So the sales conversations are all mapped out, and I'm going to show you how we map out our 10-step sales systems conversations through in a few more slides. Testimonials given. So in a client profile, if any of you have given us a testimonial, that is actually attached to your profile, and I can find any testimonials you've given me in a heartbeat. Keep it in the system, not in your mind. Brain space. I love having space to think rather than trying to keep everything else in my brain. So the benefits to this are high quality sales conversations, peace of mind, because I know everything is there and I'm not going to forget it or lose it, and accountability to improve my results, and also greatly improved visibility. And we're going to show you how we do that visibility piece. So Col, were you about to say?
I just want to add, the important thing there is, as you can see, the list of things that Rachel has in our CRM are not there by default. It's about you thinking what is going to be most important in your business. Now, our business and your business are probably pretty similar, and so you can see there's a real step forward just by having a look at what we choose to collect and then collate. But it's about you thinking what's going to be important data for my business. So things like values and so on, obviously from a sales point of view, but there's other things that we customize about what we actually collect to then make that data valuable.
Absolutely. So I'm happy to go to quick questions. I don't want to go to too many questions because we've got to get through. I know we've got a short time together. Has anyone got a burning question on that you would like to ask? So if you do have a question, just pop your hand up. Otherwise, we're going to keep moving. Everybody good? Yes, Matthew?
Can you upload videos to your notes as well?
Yes, I think you can. Yep. Yes,
Cool.
Absolutely. Who's Joe? Yes, Joe?
Yeah, just a quick one. And I put it in the chat, but do direct messages from social media platforms feed in automatically if the contact exists? Like I'm thinking LinkedIn direct messages.
Yes, so that is, we've got it set up with what a platform program called Link Match.
Yep.
And so with Link Match, then I can bring all my LinkedIn messages. If I've been speaking to you on LinkedIn, Joe, and then we take it offline and it becomes a different conversation, I can bring all of your LinkedIn messages over into your CRM profile. That's a huge bonus. Great question.
Is there a limit to the size of data? Because this is something I've hit with my own personal CRM. I've hit the storage limit. Is there a storage limit with Zoho?
Oh, you'd need to ask Ben, but Zoho One is the enterprise version, and so what we're talking about today is the enterprise version rather than having a free version or a smaller version. So this is the enterprise version of all of their apps. Ben, storage limit?
Yeah, there is a storage limit, Joe, but it's huge because you're paying for Zoho One. They give you almost the highest level of CRM storage, which I think it might be 50 gigabytes. It's big. And same with the number of contacts as well. It's like an enterprise level. All the limits are enterprise level. So we find that we're not even close to hitting any of those levels.
Okay, great questions. Yes.
Just really quickly to add to that, the reason that we talk about Zoho One is that Zoho One is designed for major enterprise, major corporations. However, they extend the pricing policy as a per user through to small business. And that puts it way in our favour to say, rather than having 500 users, 5,000 users, 10,000 users, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 users. And so it makes it extremely cost effective, but still accessing the exact same platform that the corporates do. So it's really important. Joe, just one other thing with regard to the LinkedIn side of it. Zoho being a sales tool, it's looking at creating LinkedIn campaigns within the CRM and pushing them out to LinkedIn. That's why we utilise the third-party app Link Match, which brings that data back. So it's just a slight difference, but there is integration there. And it works very well.
As we go through the presentation, if you have a question, so we're happy for you to put notes in there for us to look at later. But if you have a question now for us, if you can just pop your hand up, because I'm definitely not looking at notes. Okay, so if you want to say anything, just hand up. Yes, Barb.
Ben said earlier about we can track what website or what web pages people are looking at.
Yes.
One of the things I find particularly annoying is I'm looking at a website and then I start getting sales messages coming through. Does it do that, or can you make sure it doesn't do that?
Yeah. So you can turn it on or turn it off.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The Sales IQ, which is what we just showed there, all it does is it's behind the scenes. So it's just recording what pages you're on there. You can have an option with that to turn on a live chat. We don't have that turned on ourselves, but we use it just for recording page history. So there's no pop-ups or anything to the end user on the other side, Bob.
So
thank you.
When a new lead comes in, say I've never spoken to you before, Bob, but I can see that you've been, so before I have a conversation with you, I can see that you've been on certain pages of our website for quite a long time. Then I'm not even going to say anything about that. I'm just going to say, Bob, have you had a chance to look at our website? And you'll say yes. What resonated with you most on our site? Now, I've already got a pretty good idea if you've been on there and what you've been looking at. So I'm not going in completely blind to our sales conversation. And it's very helpful if you've got your thoughts around what you're going to say, because you're going to say to me, well, Rachel, I've spent a lot of time on your sales messages module, and I'm really keen because I'm building a new website and I really haven't got my USP sorted and I'm a bit lost on this. So can you help me? And I've already got my thoughts around that. Okay, so it's incredibly helpful. So great questions.
Yeah, this is about insight, not retargeting marketing ads and that sort of thing. So that's a very, very different thing.
Yeah. So if I miss a question from you and there's something else, do put your questions into the notes if we don't get to you. We will answer any questions that are in the notes and get all those through to you if we miss it in this session. So let's keep moving. Okay, so how do we do it, Ben?
Okay, so this is how we collate our information. So when we've done step 1, which is connecting all of our apps together. Step 2 is collating, and this is where we can take advantage of Zoho One. So the way we do it at SalesSPACE is we actually funnel all of our information into the CRM. So that's information from forms or from surveys or email marketing campaigns. We funnel it all into the CRM. So the CRM is the heart. And then we put it on the contact records there. So that's where we see all of that information just on a contact record, so that when we're speaking to someone, that's where all the information is, and it makes it easy for Rachel to have a good quality conversation.
Perfect. Step 3 is segmenting. So segmenting allows you to target your sales and marketing efforts. It's about the right message and the right offer and the right actions to certain types of people. It also allows you to optimize your time. So accelerating an ideal client through the sales funnel, ignoring non-ideal leads. All of us have leads coming from our website that we know are not the ideal type of lead. So we can really spend time on those people who you know are in your ideal target market. Another thing is one glance, and you've got a comprehensive understanding. That saves so much time. The next one is to save money by sending targeted messages and offers to purchasers, people who have and will spend money. So the people who are keen to, if someone goes to our website and they download something free, that is very different to someone who goes to our website and downloads something that they have to put their name and email address in. So you go to our website, you can download a free guide, but you go to our website to watch one of our webcasts, and that is full of deep, rich IP and tip sheets. then someone is going to give us their information to do that. I get all that information straight back into my CRM and notify that that's happened. That person is far more likely to go ahead and really want to work with us than someone that's going through and just going through all the free information on our site.
We always talk about sales and marketing being very, very, very closely related, and they are. But here's one place where they differ slightly. So what we've got is we've got marketing campaigns which reach out and bring leads to our business. And if we measure those sorts of things, the ebooks and whatever that they download and so on, that's very, very important information to then remarket or market to them for other courses. However, in a CRM, what we're looking at is tracking that client to purchase and then using the purchase information to talk about other offers. So we're talking about sales of existing clients and getting a segment based on existing clients that we know move to purchase, rather than simply looking at people who have clicked or have downloaded something at no charge. So it's just slightly different. This system actually has your purchase information, whereas marketing typically won't.
Yeah, absolutely. And also helping you make more money. So upselling, know what clients are actually interested in and what products and services is next in line for them. So if you've got, and we try and work with you all to have a product flow. So your products are nested together. They're not just one-off standalones. You've always got that opportunity to continue to sell when people love you and respect you and want to keep working with you. That becomes obvious with the data in your CRM as well. And also to develop targeted products based on segmented research that you have conducted. And I'm going to come back to that point in a moment. So remind me, Zoe, because I know you asked me about this on Monday in our mastermind session. Examples. So Ben, can you talk through this, please?
Okay, so these are some segments you could create. So on the left here, we've got our leads based on tags. So we've got hot, cold, and warm leads. Okay, so once we've got those segments, then we can send them different email campaigns, for instance. And then on the right there, we've got our contact.
And we can't see that.
Oh, you can't see the screen?
No.
Yeah.
We can't see.
Okay.
Hang on, what can't you see?
Now we can see the.
Zoe, double click on the screen you want to see and it will become a full screen for you.
Or just pin it to the top.
That too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's switching when I speak.
Yeah, so when Ben talks, it switches over to him. Okay, Zoe, have you got it? Yeah, okay, thumbs up. All right, so everyone, sorry about that. I didn't give you that instruction because I'm not used to one of the participants taking over and talking through.
Not just any participant.
That's right. We should have you as co-host. Okay, Ben, back over to you now.
Okay, and then we've got contacts. So some of the segments we've got for contacts here are our current clients versus our previous clients. So obviously you might market an email newsletter to your previous clients and then you want a different campaign to your current clients. So once you've got those segments in your system, then you can start using them for your sales and marketing efforts.
Okay, we got webinar attendees as well, multiple pipelines and stage mapping. So I'm going to show you some examples of this in a moment, but this is really where it gets super exciting. So I love having things segmented so that I can see who I'm talking to and who I'm talking to and the messages that I want to be actually sending to that person, etc. So let's show you some stage mapping. I put this in here now. I know it's hard to see because it's a screenshot, but when this is a screenshot, hopefully you can see it, of one of our pipelines, which is our sales or our sales intensive pipeline. So when a new person comes to into that pipeline, then I move them to identified. Then they go to interested when I've had a phone call with them or a sales conversation. As soon as I send out the information for them and they've got the landing page and everything they need to give them more information, then it gets moved to the proposal. Then they say, yeah, I love it. And then I move it to convert it. Once they then get the form set out, so then I go to Zoho form, I send them out the forms and their invoice, it moves to invoiced. Then when the client sends the forms back in through Zoho Sign, this the platform automatically actually moves it to forms returned. So with that, along those different stages, there are different automations at every single stage. So this is where you can start to really customize it for your practice or your business. So when it moves, so when that form comes, like I said to Ben the other day, when a form comes in, I want all of these different things to happen based on, all the changes in a Zoho. So they move from a prospect to a client. They get added to all these different lists because they're going to receive certain invitations. So there's all these actions that I want to happen at different stages as they move along the pipeline. You can have all that automated, and oh my God, it is so time saving. And I just love this sort of stuff. Who else loves this sort of stuff? Am I the only day who loves this? Yeah, it is cool. It is so much fun.
It's a pretty deep well, the whole pipeline and so on, because you have to decide whether it's whether you want triggers based on pipeline stages or other things.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about different pipelines.
Absolutely. So then we go to, let me go here. Then I've got another one here. So we've got another pipeline stage, and this is an example of people who want us to help them get their trademarking done. So you can see here, I've got different stages. So when someone comes in for a sales intensive, there are certain stages, but for a trademark, completely different stages. So here they've been identified, then they're interested after a sales conversation. Then it moves to converted, and they automatically get an email because there are things we need them to do. And I don't want to have to go and find the email and send that template. As soon as it goes, I move this across to converted, boom, the email goes out. Then the client pays. I get notified when the client pays, and it moves to the next stage, and they receive another automatic email. Pre-application, another automatic email. Application submitted. So you can see here along this whole pipeline stage, Ben has set it up so I've got automatic emails going out at every single stage along there, which makes a massive difference from a time perspective, but also peace of mind, because I just know it's all looked after, and that client has to do a bit of work behind the scenes, but it's not taking up my brain space and my thought processes to get that happening. So this is, I absolutely love this. Any questions on that? Who would like that sort of thing? Who thinks, yeah, that would be very, very cool? Thank you. Yeah, cool. Who's already doing it? Who has got, because I know you've got some CRMs in there. Yeah, so some of you are already doing that, not probably enough. But I suppose what I really want you to take from that piece of our presentation is an understanding of what's possible. When you've got a workflow and you've got all these things that need to happen. So if you've got a VA or a BM or anyone working for you or yourself, and you've got a checklist of things that needs to happen, as soon as someone does this, this needs to happen. As soon as they do this, this needs to happen. You can give that to Ben and say, Ben, which part of this process can you automate for me? And it's normally attached to that. We've changed, instead of the module we being called deals, we've changed it to potentials, because I prefer that word. And then Ben can automate it along the potentials pipeline, which has been game changing for me. I absolutely love it, and for us.
We can also base reporting on those pipelines. So it can be very, very easy then to have a look at reporting, whether it's revenue reporting or number of people. It's like a very small project management. In fact, who's at what stage, we can look at it in different views. Multiple pipelines are really, really important. Yeah, and it can be, and you can get notifications sent out. If you've got a few team members working for you, then notifications to the different team members can go out. It's not just one sweeping, automation. It can be very tailored to what you need it to do. Any questions about that? Has anyone got any burning question that you want to ask, or can we keep moving? Good to go? Okay, perfect.
Sorry, can I just ask a question about the finance side of things?
Yes,
so if we use Xero, for example, does that replace Xero, or does it talk to Xero?
It talks to Xero.
Look, Zoho One has a finance component, and it absolutely can replace Xero if you like, but we don't suggest that, because it's not. This is not about creating something that you have to fit into working with, and so it's about saying, well, I love Xero. It's very, very easy. Rachel introduced me to Xero when I first came into the business. We love it, so we've just integrated Zoho with Xero, and so we create invoices within the CRM or within subscriptions or a part of the finance product. it keeps track of the products within the CRM, but then transfers that information across to Xero. Now, Xero also transfers information back to keep Zoho up to date. However, you need to manually reconcile in Xero, but once you do reconcile Xero, it updates statuses within the CRM. So then we can automate based on a status of paid, but you still manually, often there's still a little human thing to say, oh, yes, that was paid. We're not at that point where, you know, the bank knows that someone's paid, so.
But it makes a massive difference.
Absolutely.
So one of our obsessions is accuracy, and it's I think it's a value of SalesSPACE. We want everything to be accurate, and that comes back to even not only the information we give you and we expect you to be using, but also the information that we've got our hands on. So when I look in the CRM, not only do I want Xero to be accurate, I want my CRM to be accurate and really up to date at any one time. I've got a thing about real time. I need it now. It's a bit of a personality thing I like. I like everything at my fingertips and I want it right now.
Who didn't know that?
I bet none of you knew that about me, but I'm sure I've got a few of you out there who are exactly like me in that. So I really love that sort of feature.
Just Rachel, very quickly, Vanessa, further to that point, but to everybody. Whilst Zoho has this suite of over 40 apps, and then there's some others that aren't included in Zoho One, we would never suggest to you that you use a product within the Zoho suite that's to the detriment of the business or something that you're currently doing. And there's always going to be something that possibly does one of those functions better. It's about the trade-off of, okay, we've got this connectability. Is it worth, so benefit equals reward minus risk, or value is benefit minus cost. So we weigh that benefit up of the connectability, and then we say, well, what's the cost of moving? I really love this, or this is a proprietary system. Jason had a proposal system, and we just saw, okay, we'll integrate that. We're not trying to use a Zoho system there. We're just looking at the integration. So this isn't about saying you've got access to Zoho, you need to use everything. We're on Zoom today. So we use Zoho Meeting 101 because it goes into client contacts. That's amazing. We use Zoom Public because it's just a robust platform. We all know it. Everybody's, nobody's asking, how do you change a setting, that sort of thing.
Actually, yeah, that's a really important thing when you're talking about, along those lines. So that we do our one-on-one sessions with any of you via Zoho Meeting.
Absolutely.
I love the fact that meeting is actually, the recording is in your Zoho profile. I can send the recording out of your CRM Zoho profile. I don't have to go into another platform. I don't have to go and find the recording from Zoom to send it to you. Everything is at my fingertips. I love that. And so I can book the meeting through your CRM profile. I can set the whole video meeting up. Everything is there. So anything I ever, any meetings we have, conversations, whether they're phone, video, everything is captured there so that I can see at a glance what we've done over the time we've worked together and actually find the recording. So I'm sure that will be massively helpful for a lot of you who have to share recordings with people or just find those sort of things easily. Okay, so how do we do it? Oh, sorry, I just moved off the slide that Ben was supposed to talk to. So Ben, your turn.
Okay, so this is how we go about creating our actual segments in the systems. So the first way is with views inside Zoho CRM. So views are based on criteria on different fields. The second way we can do it is with scoring rules for leads. So on the right-hand side of this screenshot, you'll see each lead has a number in the score column. And so these are based on scoring rules. They're automatically running behind the scenes, and they assign that score to each lead in our system, which means when someone goes to contact that lead, they know that's our highest quality lead. So it's best to talk to, in this case, Tassie Tiger first, because he's our highest quality lead. Then we've got syncs. So syncs between CRM and our email marketing system. So this allows us to have the same list, whether it's active clients or past clients, have the same list in our CRM and in our email marketing system. So we're sending them the right email at the right time. Then we can use tags to group and categorize. And also we've got the automation triggers at various pipeline stages. So that was what Rachel was just mentioning there with the trademark pipeline.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Ben. Pollyanna just said she couldn't see the screen. So can you just go through what you need to do to be able to pin it? Okay, you got it? If you pin Rachel view, yep. So what do we need to do? If anyone is losing us when Ben talks, what do you need to do? They need to...
hover over the thumbnail in the top right and click the 3 little dots, and then there's a pin option in the drop down, and that will keep it there.
Perfect. Thank you, Ben. Step 4 is automate. So with automations, it optimizes your time, reduces your admin, and simplifies your workflows. I don't like things being convoluted and taking ages. It drives me crazy. Even if someone else is doing it for me, I really don't want it to be just time consuming. And this is what this automation step is all about.
Okay, so with our examples of automation here, so we've got follow-ups for new leads. Okay, so if a lead comes into our system, we could have an automatic welcome email, hello email that gets sent out. We can have reminders set up. So if a new lead comes in, we might have a reminder for Rachel to give them a call after a day. We've got email templates with merge tags. Okay, so email templates are something we use a lot at SalesSPACE. We can put the merge tags in for, first name or the event date in there, so we don't have to just continually create new emails all the time. And then lastly, we've got digital sign documents. So there's an example on the right here. This is one of our forms that we send out, and it actually pulls in those merge fields from the CRM. We can send it out to the client, they fill it out, they sign it online. They don't need to print it out or to scan it back in and email it back to us. That all happens behind the scenes, and then it also links onto their record in CRM. So we've always got that nice and handy on the CRM in their contact records. We don't have to go and dig through folders to go and find that signed document.
I say, okay, so thank you, Ben, for that. Quick question to all of you. Who here has to send email templates to people and you have to go in and personalize it and put session times, dates, their name, all that sort of stuff? Who does that and does do it a lot?
Two hands.
Yeah, two hands.
Two hands.
It hurts. Okay, so I just think, oh my gosh, that takes so long. Anything that makes me mad, from an admin perspective, I go, Ben, can you please do something about this? Yeah, I'm a bit lucky. I've got Ben at my fingertips, and I'm happy to share him with you guys sometimes, not always. But it's that when you start to do things, you think, oh God, I can't stand this. It's just taking me too long. Then ask Ben whether or not it can be changed. The merge fields are amazing. So if I go into, let's say I want to send Wendy an email about some sessions that are coming up, I go into Wendy. No, let's say I want to send all of you an email about an exclusive event that we've got coming up, for instance, Joe's event that we've got in 2 weeks' time. I go into, I'm going to show you group comms in a moment, our event management module. I can hit send email, and the merge fields in that merge all of the information and personalize it for each of you. And then I just hit send email and it goes out to everyone. If I want to send Wendy an email just on her own, then I can merge certain information as well. If I've asked Ben to do it, then I go into Wendy's profile, I hit send email, choose the template, and it all comes up with information that's correct for Wendy. I love that. Okay, so that's what we're talking about from an email and merge field perspective. Ben, back to you.
Okay, so these are some of the automation tools which we use in Zoho. So this screenshot here is a workflow inside Zoho CRM. So workflows are the main automation tool inside CRM, and we set up a little criteria and then you choose the action. So in this one, it's saying when the amount is over $1,000 and when the probability is 100, so that means it's been won, then we'll send out an email notification to the team. We've also got the email templates in Zoho CRM, which Rachel just discussed. And then we've got the signed documents. So signed documents are really useful. We use those all the time, and that's done with Zoho Sign. And the extension and the link between CRM and Zoho Sign means we can just go into that contact record and say, send this particular client, this particular digital document, and then it automatically flows through and links back to their record.
Perfect. Thank you, Ben. Any questions before we go to step 5? Is that all making sense? Who got a bit excited about the automated one? Me? Just me? Okay, all right. Not all of you are obsessed with automation as I am, but anyway, I thought that was my favourite. Yes, Barb.
Look, my concern is that we overwhelm people with emails and things. So, yes, I like the automation, and I'm also aware that you can, fill up somebody's email and they just go, there's just too much coming.
Yeah, well, just don't do it. You just don't have to. You choose how many emails goes to a client. It's certainly not anything that we are suggesting. I mean, we can help you do that sort of thing, but it's all up to you. This is a part of the brand. This is a part of this is your digital brand. This is your digital personality. And so how you communicate with your leads or your clients is absolutely up to you, Barb, and how many emails they send. That is certainly, it's not about the number of emails, it's about the quality of the emails and how easy it is for you to activate them, and how easy it is for your clients to respond or do what you need them to do in that instruction, if there is one.
So you're talking about the sales conversation, because the personalized emails that we do is around the follow-up from the coaching conversation, and they're not really something you can have a template for, because maybe you can, but there's quite specific information and those suited to the individual.
Yeah, it really depends. So sometimes there's emails that are quite complex that you could template, but it just becomes so hard. You need to capture so much information. It's quicker and easier for you to write that email out yourself, because you've just had the conversation. You need to jot it in. But and we've all seen emails that come out that are merged, that are slightly structured not quite right. But what you want to do is have something automated on the back of that conversation, whether it's something to prompt you to say send that email, or whether it's something that's happening behind the scenes, to help you capture the information of the email, as Rachel said. So, of the conversation. So you're just speaking in and capturing values and those sorts of things. So they're decisions that we make, when we actually look at individual cases. But this is about the mechanics, to say absolutely merge fields with emails are quite automatable. And that decision about how many, as Rachel says, that's your brand. You make those decisions. It's just it's there available. And
how I've used it for all of you, as I said before, when I see that there's something I have to repeat, it doesn't matter whether it's normally, if I think, gosh, I say the same thing to a lot of people, or I have to customize it for every person. I will say to Ben and Col, can I talk to you about this process that I do, whether it's pre-sale, during sale, or post-sale? I need to talk to you about that. Can we automate? Can I improve this? And it's normally a yes. Now, it's not always just within the CRM. There can be other parts of the Zoho One platform that the guys will go, okay, this is what you can use instead. And I go, oh, thank you, that's perfect. So that I love continual improvement. So, and I mean, I enjoy that process. Any other questions? So thank you, Barb. We're about to move on. Awesome. Step number 5 is to see. The visibility is absolutely so important. Let me put ourselves there. So first of all, I love, this is besides the automation, the visibility is one of my favorite things. Once you have connected all your apps, you can take advantage of this connectivity to improve visibility across your entire business. I believe improved visibility delivers improved peace of mind. When things aren't keeping me awake at night, and when I'm not falling asleep going, oh, I've got to do such and such, that is really good for me. So I love this piece. So to give you some examples, Ben, if you want to talk through these.
Okay, so these are some of the examples we've got set up. So we've got group chats, so coming in with our one-on-one conversation between members of the team. When new leads come into our system, when a signed contract comes through, responses to email campaigns, so that could be a click or an open email, LinkedIn messages, and then we've got different inboxes. So if we've got some different email addresses, we might have some, like success, for example. If some emails come through to success, we get a notification about that. And then we've got RSVPs to events, okay? And on the right there, you can see what some of those notifications look like when they come through in our system. And then scroll over. So our next one, so we use Zoho Click to do this. So Zoho Click is one of those apps inside the Zoho One suite. And what it does is it sends us these notifications but we can also create as many channels as we like. So I guess the best comparison is with Slack. So if any of you are familiar with Slack, it's very similar. So we create channels for different types of grouping conversations. So like events, for example. So all of our RSVPs for our events come into an actual events channel. Okay. We've also got dashboards.
If I put that across there, that's what it looks like. So that might be better to show that.
That's right. So this is what Click looks like for us. And so you can see there, I've got our conversations with Colin and Rachel. Then we've got our events channel there. You can see the little red notification just to let us know that we've got some RSVPs coming on. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Vanessa mentioned voice recordings on Click too. That's right. And video meetings as well. So if we need to have a quick video chat between two members of the team, we'll just call each other on Zoho Click. And then, so what we're actually doing here is we're funneling lots of the app notifications into Zoho Click. So we're actually looking at email, we're looking at CRM, we're looking at email marketing, and all those notifications we're sending into Click, and then Click becomes like a communications sort of dashboard for each of us. And then just important to note, we can customize that for each of our team members. So for instance, Rachel and Col might have different channels that they like to see, different to the ones that I like to see. And then you can also pin and mute some of the channels as well, because, as you can see, you get lots of information there and it can become a bit overwhelming, or, if you're in meetings, you can always mute any information that you don't want to see.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I said to Ben the other day, I didn't even know I could have LinkedIn notifications coming through onto my Click. So it was only about a month or two ago. I said, Ben, I keep missing LinkedIn messages because I just know I'm not in LinkedIn all the time. There's only so many things you can be across, and it can get quite overwhelming when you're trying to check so many different things a day. So if there are external platforms that you want to keep across, then I said to Ben, is there any way I can see LinkedIn messages come in there? He said, yeah, sure. So set it up like that for me. And now if I get a message from LinkedIn, boom, it's there in my Click. So I have three different screens set up. So I've got my laptop, I've got my main screen and my two main screens there. I have Click set up on my laptop, which is off to the right. So I just got it there. I can see what's going on, but it doesn't distract me. So I love that. And as Ben said, you can turn on and off the notifications. So when we're presenting, all notifications off. When I'm doing anything where I've got my full attention on somebody else, then notifications off. When I'm just working and I want notifications on, boom, they're on, and it's super easy. So that's good. Any questions with this before we move off step 5? Or Col wants to add.
Yeah, I just want to add there that the beauty of Click is about having all of our notifications coming into one spot. So these days, as life's gone on, just like marketing channels, everything's become so fragmented. It used to be that everything was just all about email. Okay, we've got these emails coming through. But now we've got things coming in everywhere. We need to be notified. We just want one place to be able to look and go, oh, did that happen? So whether it's a live notification that's coming up, which is exactly very, very possible, and how we use it, even if it's just sitting there closed and you refer to it, it is like an overview of everything that's happening in the business. So as Rachel said, she wants to know if the designer has talked to her on Basecamp, bang, it's in there. If we want to know somebody, an update on RSVPs, if we want to type a name in and it actually goes and interrogates the CRM and comes back, the little bot comes back with the information about that contact from the CRM. Click can do all of these things, but it does it in one place. So it's about bringing all of these fragmented channels into one place to stop that.
Yeah, and it stops me saying what it's done is stop me saying, Col, have you heard from such and such? No. Col, have you done that? Col, can Ben set up Click quickly? She's driving me crazy. That sort of thing. So,
but even little things with applications that aren't integrated. So our YZ that you have all used. So you will give us a notification to say what learner has completed their course today. Those sorts of things. Now that gets emailed to us. Cool. We could go into YZ and see exactly where you are. However, just having that in
it's all at a glance.
That's it.
It's the whole thing in a glance.
Yeah.
Any questions on that one? Quite self-explanatory. Anyone got anything to ask? We're good to go. Awesome. Okay, quick question. Okay, I can't read that one. So it's a bigger question. I'll get back to you on that one, Pollyanna. All right, let's go for step 6, I should say, which is, let me put us here in the top corner, leverage, how to leverage the system. So if you're going to systemize your sales, we need to have a system that we can leverage. So this is all about making the most of your investment, as I said, and in a connected and customizable system, and customizing it with custom modules, which we're going to talk to you about now. I know too many customs, too many word customs. I teach you all to not repeat your words, but I'm going to repeat the word custom. So this sort of customization can really accelerate your sales and the systemization of your business or your practice. As you can see here, the snapshot of the screenshot we've got here is we've actually, or Ben created for us, the Send with Zoho, sorry, the new sales conversation. Let me put it here. So this is what we call a custom module. So I said to Ben, I want to be able to have all of a sales conversation. So the 10-step sales system, I want it to be captured in someone's CRM profile. So he's designed that the 10-step sales system in the CRM so that that information is captured there. So let's have a look at it here. So you can see here the 10 steps. So before we get started, so the question is written there. Before we get started, I would like to make sure we're on the same page. Then, is this a decision you're going to make on your own? Yes or no? And there's a drop-down box there. If no, how many other people are involved? Can I ask you to share with me the budget range you have for this project? Next one, is this something you're looking to implement now or in the future? So as you can see, the whole 10-step sales process has been designed for me in our CRM. So I can either type it all in there and there with a client, as long as they can't hear me type, which can be annoying for some people, or I can write it all out and then very quickly get it put into the CRM by either my VA or myself. But all that really important sales conversation data is captured in the client profile. As you can see, a little screenshot at the bottom here where it says sales conversation with Ben McDarmont, the date it was, what revenue stream he was interested in, the budget that he has, and also his biggest frustration. So you can have at a glance whatever answers from that 10-step sales system that they've given you actually recorded here in this what do you call it, the form, okay, that you can draw a report on very, very quickly. This also allows you, what I love about this is when we get data in, so before anyone comes to a sales intensive, we send out a form that says, can you please send in your 5 most important outcomes that you want? And then I also ask, what are the biggest frustrations that you are experiencing? So whenever someone fills that form in, it goes straight into their CRM profile. So not only can I read it easily, I can have a report done so I can see all those at a glance at one time rather than separate emails. But then also we can do a lot with that data. So if you know what the top frustrations from your clients, especially across a certain time frame, you know what their most important outcomes they want to achieve when they come and train with you or work with you. Can you imagine how that can start to direct your focus and help you develop products or services far more in line with what people are craving, and also any lead generation and marketing activities become far more tailored because you can use the language that your clients are actually speaking back in your own style of marketing, which is phenomenally targeted and very influential. Yes, Joe?
Yeah, just a quick one. As you know, I use Calendly to take my book my discovery course. I've got a whole range of pre-qualifying questions. Does Zoho have a Calendly equivalent, like a booking system, where those questions would map to the record automatically?
Yes.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay, awesome.
Okay, great.
That's Zoho Booking.
Yeah, that's called Zoho Booking. So any other questions with that? So what we've talked about then, any other questions? It's straightforward, it's exciting, but everyone's good to go. Excellent. Okay, so testimonials module. This is another example of something that Ben has built for us as well, and he's actually done a video for me. Is it this one, Ben, that's a video?
Yes.
Okay, Perfect. So the testimonial module, I'll play that in a second. We've got over 400. Whoop. Yep, I think you just got to hit that. We've got over 400 testimonials. And what used to happen, hang on, Col, I've just, okay, and I've taught you this. So this is everything that I've taught you in the sales intensive, and you know how to utilize this information. This will help you do that. So when you're sending out a proposal or you're sending an email to a client, a new prospect, and I've said to you, please include 2 different testimonials that speak directly to that client, so it's related to them. I used to have to go back to my testimonial spreadsheet and scan my spreadsheet, which used to drive me to distraction, to find the perfect testimonial that matched that client in a similar industry. And I knew that as a female, I wanted to put 1 female and 1 male, or if it was a male, I wanted to find 2, definitely have a male one, all this sort of information. And I used to spend way too long doing it, and it used to bug me to death. Now, I can just go in there, grab a report, say I want a female in this industry within the last year, and boom, those testimonials come up, and I can grab that and use that like that. In the testimonial module as well, you've got the testimonial of the client, whether they've given you permission to use it, where it has been used already. So I'm going to show you this quick video that Ben did for us, because this is super cool.
This is our testimonials module inside Zoho CRM. So we built this to manage the 400 plus testimonials we had, which were in Word documents and spreadsheets. So it was quite difficult for Rachel to find the specific testimonials that she needed to send out to prospective clients. So now that we've got it built in the CRM, we can do searches or filters or sorts based on the type of product which the testimonial has been left for, or the gender or the industry, or a combination of all these fields. Okay, and if we click through into one of these testimonials, you can see we've also got some more information, like whether it's been published, okay, onto the website, the date, specialization. So we can use all of this information when we're doing searches and when we need to send these testimonials out. So it's much easier to manage now. It's like a little database inside the CRM of our testimonials. And the other thing we've done is we've put a form on the website. So after we've run an event, we send our clients a link to this form. And when they've had a great experience, they can leave their testimonial here. And then this goes straight into the CRM, okay, and creates a new testimonial. And then that's also linked on their contact record there. So that's just a nice, easy way to manage our testimonials.
Done. Okay, is that finished? I couldn't see when it was finished. I could have stayed there for ages. All right then. So that is super helpful. Who has got a lot of testimonials that would find that custom module quite helpful? Yeah, okay. So if you don't have testimonials, I always say to you all, you need to be collecting them. This has to be a part of your strategy and your system. So that sort of thing is helpful, and hopefully you could use it as your business grows. You can ask for that as well.
I think the key there is just to know that we can create custom modules with Zoho, and it's not just about testimonials or sales conversations. The sales conversations are extremely important, but it's about identifying things within your business that it may be worth creating a custom module for.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so before we go to the next slide, who here runs events? Who's got, whether it's corporate events, whether it's public events, put your hand up if you run events. Okay, so this will be very handy for you people. This is another custom module.
Who communicates with any groups? That's the thing. It's not just events.
No, all right.
It's group communication.
Who does group communication? I said the wrong thing. Who runs things for groups or events or whatever like that? Anything like that you need to talk to a lot of people at once. All right, this is what we love from a group comms communication viewpoint, I should say. They put us up here. This is great for managing and tracking invites, RSVPs, attendance, and communication flow. So you can see some of your names there now. You're the star of this screenshot. So for every event that we run, or any group session that we run, they get put into what we call a group comms, and then we can manage everything, all the communication to that group through that group comms module. So when I send you out a link and I say to you, can you just hit the link for me? So don't tell me you want to come, just can you hit that link? That's because it automates a whole flow in that group comms module. So you'll either receive another email, or it will move you from invited to RSVP, all that sort of stuff. So it just makes any group communication super, super easy. And I've got the knowledge of what's going on with that group at my fingertips. So if that's something that you do, any group communication whatsoever, talk to Ben about a group comms module for you as well. Who would find that really helpful? I love it. Yeah, it's super, super cool and really tailorable to whatever business or practice you're running. Any questions on that? We're about to go to number 7. We're good to go? Okay, perfect. Okay, and step 7 is to consolidate. One of Col's favorite words. I always like to go charging off into the distance going, yeah, let's go. Col goes, Rachel, we need to consolidate before we move forward. He's always making me do things properly, and that's what we love about Col. All right, systematically bring any remaining disconnected apps into the ecosystem to continue scaling the benefits. So that's what consolidation is all about. For example, Ben, if you can read through these ones for us.
Okay, so this is what we do. So once we've got our base apps set up and our connection with CRM and email marketing and website, that's when we can start to look at some of our other third-party apps which we're using. So Calendly, for example, Zoho Bookings, that's a good example. We can look at those apps and see if there's already one that's very similar inside Zoho One. We can try it out. If we like it, then we can replace that other app. We don't have to pay for that other subscription anymore. And then we just keep doing the same thing, repeating that process. So there's some examples here, replacing Dropbox with Zoho Work Drive. You can replace MailChimp with Zoho Campaigns. You can replace Calendly with Zoho Bookings, and then replacing Zapier with Zoho Flow. So each time you do that, you're saving yourself costs if you have subscriptions with those, if you're on the paid version. So that's how we start consolidating our apps. Okay, and then so the way we go about this is a picture here of the Zoho One sort of admin area where all of our apps are stored. So this is where we go in and we turn them on. Okay, so if we decide we need Zoho Bookings, we go in here, we turn on Zoho Bookings. Okay, and then from there, it's just a matter of, say if it was Zoho Bookings, we'd go in, we'd set up and configure it. So we'd go in and set up our appointment types, import any data that we need to, and then we're off and running.
Perfect. So, sorry, Col, I was just about to say, you don't have to, Ben makes yes, you don't have to use one of Zoho's. You can use, if you've got something that you love to death, like Xero, for instance, you can say to Ben, I love this. Can you integrate it for me with my Zoho platform? So, and you might try something else or just not want to try it, and you want to bring over it. So if it's possible to integrate them, Ben will do whatever he can to integrate it for you. It's just sometimes people go, I just want to have everything Zoho, so I'm just paying the one fee. Because as we know, all the subscriptions can just add up like crazy. So you don't have to just do one thing. You don't have to use just all Zoho. Yes, Col.
Yeah, there's a couple of things there. Firstly, I just want to answer that quick question from Joe. Joe, the 40 apps are included within the Zoho One price, so that you get access to all of those, again, the enterprise version of all of those at one time. And the other thing is with regard to those or replacing those additional apps, it's all about saying, you know, weighing that up and saying, okay, we've got Dropbox or we've got SharePoint, Zoho One comes with WorkDrive. Has the time come to utilize that? Yes, there's additional space. Yes, we can share links. Oh, but we can actually automate folder creation and so on in Zoho WorkDrive. So why would we want to go from Dropbox to WorkDrive? Well, every time a client moves from a potential in their stage goes from invoice through to forms return, we know they're coming on board. And Rachel used to say, Av, can you go and create a client files directory for this person? And under that, we want a design folder. And under that, we want models and brochure and whatever. And we also want So the system can automatically go and create those folders within WorkDrive. So once we get to know your business, or you get to know Zoho, we then start to say, how can we move forward, with this continuous improvement? It's not about going, we're going to switch to Zoho WorkDrive because Dropbox, because it does the same as Dropbox. We move over when the time comes, that it's a benefit.
We're still just unpacking things now.
Absolutely.
We didn't do it all at once. We are just slowly rolling it out, which we would want you to do as well. Pollyanna had a question around as long as there's no damage to your brand. So can you just speak to that?
I didn't see it, but I can assume that it's what we're talking about is when we talk about being detrimental to brand, it's about saying things like Zoom, for instance. So Zoho Meeting has just had a major upgrade. But what we found with Zoho Meeting was that it was just it wasn't as user-friendly as Zoom, not because I found it difficult or clients found it difficult. It was more that people were more familiar with Zoom. So if we're doing a public training and people are going to go on there, it's a little bit like Microsoft Teams. We run Teams, and we've got, because we're certified Microsoft or Microsoft certified providers, education providers, we'd love to do a lot more on Teams. And as soon as we use Teams, everyone, I hate Teams. I hate Teams. Well, that's detrimental to our brand. And so what we do is say, look, we know that Zoho can do this, but should I force it on our clients when it's more difficult? There's certain decisions that we make in our business that are for us in business. So sometimes we use Zoho, you guys go, oh, look, this is a little different to what I'm used to. We say, no, that's how we're doing it, because it might attach it automatically to a client contact. We've made that decision here, but we're always weighing up the difference between just using Zoho and then what the effect on our brand is to you, or the effect to the client. So Zoom, very easy for everybody to use, well known. We use Zoom for our public groups.
Yeah,
so that's where the detrimental or damage to brand comes in.
Okay, and step 8, we've got a little bonus step here, which I just couldn't help myself to throw in as well. Zoho Learn. Consistent processes allow consistent results. We love this app, and this is something we've only used over the last year, I suppose. We've really got stuck into it. December. So when Ab was leaving, I should say, we implemented Zoho Learn. She wrote up every single process that she ever has done in SalesSPACE into Zoho Learn. So you can document processes to assist with training of new team members, document your IP in a highly organized way, create a resource library for your team as well. And Ben's got a screenshot here of Zoho Learn. It's just actually, Ben.
It's a video, that one, Rachel.
Oh, it's a video.
This is
Okay,
Zoho
hang on, let me
Learn.
hit this one
So
for
Zoho
you.
Learn is a not.
Is that working?
It's just paused.
Okay, hang on. I'll show. Okay. Oh no.
Wasn't a very good video anyway, Ben.
I might skip it actually, Ben, because we've got to keep going. But sorry, Ben, he's done that beautiful video. Tab said, I can't believe you just did that to Ben. Ben, your video took too long. I'm moving on. I don't want to lose everybody, and I want to get to the next comparisons and stuff like that for them. So if you want to know about more about Zoho Learn, then we'll send you the video. But it's super cool. Okay. Have we got any questions that we have to? All right, no, we'll get back to those in a minute. Let's continue. So the result, once we have completed all 7 steps, we end up with a business operating system or a practice management system, which is far more valuable than an email marketing system on its own or a standalone CRM, which is what we love. So let's have a look at a price comparison. We promised you that we'd show you the different things that they cost. And this was a big thing for us in terms of choosing Zoho. So you get, with Zoho One, you get 40 apps, you get the 40 apps for Australian $71.50 per user per month. Now you do get charged in American dollars, so that does oscillate a little bit, but it's around that $71.50 mark per user. And as you know, it can replace plenty of the apps you're using in your practice or your business already. Ben has done up this very fancy table for you. So anyone, if you want to take a quick screenshot of that, happy for you to do that. So these are the base prices of the different apps that most of us were using we were using in the past, you may be using now. If you just add up those, the total is $171.20 per month per user. So you're saving $100 per user per month if you chose to do the full Zoho one, which is super easy. So it's sort of always a no-brainer for us if you care about that sort of stuff. Then you've got the CRM feature comparison. Now, the thing is, when you look at one
Rachel,
of the...
Sorry
Yes.
to interrupt, but we can't see anything on, I mean, we can see the screen, but all the actual information is really blurry. So,
okay, so it's no big deal. We will send that to you. So from a comparison perspective, if you're comparing CRMs, then a lot of them are, quite similar. But the difference with the Zoho is the whole Zoho One platform that you get rather than just the CRM. So we will send you out that comparisons table so you can see it in a non-blurry fashion. Okay, let's have a look at implementing a CRM. So how do we implement CRM into our practice? This is how we do it, implementing in 3 stages. And we've talked to a lot of you about this already. First of all, there is installation. So you create and set up an account, import and collate the correct data into your CRM, and Ben does that for you. He connects your email platform with your CRM. He connects your CRM to your email marketing, and then he connects your CRM to your website. So everything starts talking to each other. So that's the installation phase. Step 2 is implementation. You have to create that usage momentum. You have to commit to using it and start to learn to love this and create that momentum. Be obsessed with it like I do, or like I am, because it makes my life a million times easier. Investigate the possibilities and have fun with the features. I love features, and I love features that are easy to use, that are fun and make my life easier. Start to love the certainty and the consistency that comes with having a CRM and a platform that fully supports you. So you're not trying to remember everything. Utilize automation, workflows, and email templates. That minimizes your time spent on admin massively. Fine tune your usage. As you get used to using it, fine tune it. Talk to Ben about how can I make this even better. Implement basic segmentation of your lists, and also why Ben works with us is so that you get comprehensive support and training with him, which, let me tell you, is insanely hard to find. Having someone like Ben there for you, basically at your fingertips, that speaks the language, does this every day, fully understands our business and our clients' businesses, the types of businesses and practices that we all run. That is a massive difference. And we tell you what you should be looking at doing, rather than you having to go to your provider and say, I'm not sure what I should be doing next. So we do the decision leadership for you in this space. And then, of course, you've got step 3, which is the customization. Research-based segmentation. You've done a lot of research now. You've got some data in. Let's start segmenting in a really tailored way. Pipeline stage mapping, like I showed you before with those screenshots and the different automated emails and notifications that come off the different stages. Intelligent automations, custom fields, such as setting up your CRM with your client values in there so you have a very rich conversation with them. Create custom modules, such as the event management module, and also utilize sales-specific modules, such as the 10-step sales system module. So this is that customization phase where you get to spend that time with Ben, for him really customizing your platform for you so it works 100% in your brand, in your personality, and with the level of professionalism that you want to deliver to your database moving forward. So just to bring it home in 4 minutes to go, very impressive from a timing perspective. Sorry, we had to skip Ben's beautiful video.
4-minute video.
4-minute video to keep on track. All right, so if you want help, you all know this already. I mean, we've sent this to some of you, I should say, but if you don't know this already, this is how much it costs for us to help you do this, for Ben to help you do this. The installation is $12.50 plus GST, $500 ex GST for the migration of your current database. Solve migration is price on application because it is challenging. Just ask Ben and Zoe for that one. Okay, pull your hair out if you're using Solve. It can get rather tricky to make sure everything comes across really accurately, which is what the data has to be, otherwise it's relatively useless. And 250 per additional user if you've got more people that you need set up in your practice as well. We run a super support and implementation program, which is seriously cheap at $300. We just want it to be something that you can do easily and it's a no-brainer, so that you've got incredible support and training monthly on an ongoing basis with Ben. So that's a $300. Ben said to me the other day, I honestly believe that if someone does an installation, they should have to go into 6 months of the support program to get that usage momentum and start to really use it and make it second nature, so that every bit of investment you've had is money well spent and time well spent. And then for any of you who are already using Zoho, then you can now buy packages of 10 hours at a time for Ben to be working and customizing whatever things that we spoke about today and probably others into your practice or your business. So you can buy blocks of 10 for $1,600. So if you want to do this, reach out now and book your time. Ben is going to be taking on 3 new clients per month. So this is not, we don't do this as a big money making venture. This is not why we've gone into CRM or Zoho. We've done this. We want it super affordable for all of you. We pay for Ben. Ben's not cheap, let me tell you, but he's awesome. So we love him. But we want our clients to have the same experience that we've had. And I'm really lucky. I've got 2 IT guys. I got 2 IT guys working with me. Not many people have that. And if you do, you're really lucky as well. But to have this opportunity that we can help you do this is really, it's quite life-changing to have this sort of level of automation and organization and professionalism. So that's why we're doing it. If you want to talk to us about it, or you want to know more, or you want to book in and say, yep, line me up, sign me up, we will allocate you a month that works for Ben and works for you as well. So with 40 seconds to go until 11:30, yeah, we brought it home on time. So thank you, everybody. Has anyone got any questions around those last couple of slides before we sign off for today? Oh, good. All right. If you put anything in the chat, we will get back to you. Who found that helpful? I know that was a lot of information, but give us a hands up. Good, fun way to start your day to know what's possible. Thank you. Loved having you here as always. So thank you so much for your time, everybody. Big round of applause for Ben as well. Thank you so much, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, everyone.
We love you very much. And thank you for Col for rocking up. I've had to pull him away from a day full of renovation. That's why he's got the beard. I said, Col, throw your shirt on. You're in front of the camera. Anyway, everyone, talk to you very soon. See ya. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.